4 years ago I was working in North Wales, flying my drone filming Hazel Finlay for an environmental film. After work I went up for a couple of sessions on an E9 called Mission Impossible, which is one of the hardest trad routes in Wales, but sadly on that trip conditions got in the way and it never happened. But every time I looked at the Notes app on my phone since then, I've seen the list of gear for the climb pop up, and it's reminded me of my unfinished business in Wales. This summer I returned for a few days for Mountain Equipment's athlete team meet, and as you can imagine, the team is stuffed with top level trad climbers, and there were plenty of hard trad routes going down. First off, a bunch of us headed to Scimitar Ridge where Tom Livingston was keen to get on one of the hardest routes there, the trumpet blowers. After a suss out of holds and gear, Tom made a smooth ascent. On a route such as this, without all that much good protection, it's a good idea to climb it with ease. Next up, it was my turn, and I found myself not getting on all that well with the route, to be honest, and I felt a little bit tired from trying Mission Impossible, but I cranked it out anyway. Amelie also joined us, and while I thought I had to do the moves pretty differently from Tom due to my short stature, for Amelie it was a completely different route again. Shorter climbers often have to make a more dynamic approach to get to the next hold, and as you'll see, Amelie has this dialed to a fine art. On her first go, she tested the two pegs on the first of the crux moves. I was excited and impressed that she opted to take another go, and filming from the rope I had a prime view of the action.
Come on, that's it. Go on. Come on.
Come on.
Really good. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, come on.
Come on.
Keep fighting. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on.
Go for it.
Yes, come on, come on. Come on.
No! Fuck!
There wasn't really time left in the day to rest and have another attempt, but rather than just lower off, she pulled back on and tried to climb to the top, which was no less exciting to watch, especially as she pushed on out of range of those pegs into terrain where falling off would not be a great idea. The gear here is certainly better than nothing, but it's far from reliable either. Which is a shame since there is a very long move out right, which Amelie was understandably hesitant to throw for. I did this move a bit differently using another hold, but clearly I need to work on my dynamic movement a bit more since Amelie made the move work just fine. Again, the protection here isn't good, and falling off here would not be very nice. I knew from my own ascent that once stood in the top groove, the first good hold would be out of reach for Amelie and she'd have to do a balance move to reach it. Definitely a place for a cool head. To be honest, I felt ready for a rest day, but after a longer morning of drinking tea, I headed back to Mission Impossible. It's protected by several in situ pegs, and I was quite heartened to see that these were nicely equalised on slings by someone else who's trying the climb. It made it somehow more attractive to just jump on the lead, and so that's what I did. I started by putting in some runners in the bottom part and climbing back down to the ground to complete my warm-up. Then I thought I would just go for broke. Not just because the route is relatively safe, but just very hard, but also because the crux hold has a rather annoying seep that takes many days to dry out. I didn't have many days, so I just went up expecting to slip off the wet crux. In general, I cope quite well on hard climbs where you can actually relax on rests, and these are interspersed with hard boulder problems. I don't actually find the crux of this route all that hard, but what makes it hard is the lack of anywhere to rest and regain your composure right before the crux. There is a stopping place with one good hold right before the crux, and you have to stop here to place a cam, but the footholds are very poor and distant, and it's difficult to keep tension on your feet, but relax at the same time. I dare say I probably appear quite relaxed in this footage, but I was finding it difficult to get weight on my feet and feel ready to execute the crux. Psychologically, it pays to simplify the strategy right down in this situation. It's safe, so there are no prizes for half-assed effort. Just do what you can and don't leave any effort on the table. Surprisingly, I got the crux move, but the wetness got me right afterwards and I lost tension on the left hand and slipped off.
Come on.
The fact I did nearly get past it did spur me on to have one more go though. I felt that if I could get one hold higher, I might just be able to keep going, and so I resolved to grab that left sloper and hold on like I really meant it.
Come on. Yeah, come on.
Another couple of very good climbers have fallen from the very last move right here, so although I felt in control, I got ready to go guns blazing if the pump hit me on that last move.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, come on.
Woo. Yes. Woo.
Sweet.
Just like that.
Amazing.
After getting into some hard trad climbing on this trip, now seems a good time to get on some hard projects back in Scotland and try and make some progress on them early before the autumn conditions really kick off.